All right, let's get something straight. This is my list. If you don't like it or your list is different, that's perfectly fine. It's okay to have opinions. What's going on, everybody? I am drinking some raspberry iced tea right now. 2022 has started off with some really good flavors, and I have not done my video kind of choosing my favorite flavors from 2021, so that's what we're gonna do today. Now, we had about 31 flavors come out, I believe, in 2021. That's a lot. That's 2 or 3 a month. And so what I have done is I have picked 10 flavors from 2021 that are my top 10 favorite flavors. I'll start from 10 and go down to 1, 1 being my favorite of 2021. But before I get into the 10 flavors, I wanted to give some honorable mentions because 31 flavors is a lot. I chose 5 flavors from 2021 that were really good, but they didn't make my top 10. All right, let's get into it. So starting with my honorable mentions, I picked 5 flavors that I thought were so good that I had to mention them. And this is going from least favorite to most favorite. That makes sense, right? Honorable mention number 5. We have FaZe Rug's Halloween flavor, Brain Matter. I'm not crazy about candy flavors, but Brain Matter is one of those flavors that I find myself reaching for pretty often, actually. I just had it maybe a couple days ago. It tastes like green sweet tarts. And I think it was the perfect flavor for Halloween. I hope they bring it back this year so that more of you can get your hands on it because I really like it. It just wasn't good enough to crack my top 10. Number 4 for my honorable mentions is going to be a kind of strange flavor, and it's actually another FaZe flavor. FaZe 51 is one of those flavors that I do find myself reaching for when I want something unique. Now, on GFUEL's website, this is described as a melon sorbet flavor, but it's not your normal melon. It's not like a watermelon. It's kind of like a guava cantaloupe flavor, and there's really no other melon flavor in the GFUEL lineup that tastes like it. And then you get this sorbet, almost gummy flavor at the end. I really like it. I think it's a very unique flavor. I think it stands up on its own. It just wasn't good enough to crack my top 10. Number 3 for my honorable mentions is Clickbait. Now, Clickbait is one of those flavors that I really didn't know what to expect when it came out, and GFUEL describes it as cherry pomegranate. Personally, I think it tastes like cherry Kool-Aid. I was actually really disappointed when I got my hands on the can because it tasted more like a fruit punch than cherry pomegranate. But Clickbait is one of those flavors that I know I'm gonna be reaching for a lot once the summer starts. Right now, you know, it's still winter. This is a really good summer flavor. I grew up drinking Kool-Aid, and this is what it reminds me of. Not 100% sure if Clickbait's available right now, but I feel like it's one of those flavors that they'll probably bring back right around summer if it's not. Number 2 for my honorable mentions is a St. Patty's Day flavor, which we might honestly see again very soon because March is just around the corner. Sour green apple is probably my favorite sour flavor. And I think there might be a lot of people who are right now disagreeing and saying, no man, sour chug rug. I'm not crazy about sour stuff, but I thought that sour green apple was a perfect choice for a sour flavor, perfect choice for a St. Patty's Day flavor. Regular green apple is a flavor I hope they release again soon, as well as golden apple pear. I remember having golden apple pear a long time ago, and I really loved that. I thought that the sour taste that they added to the green apple really made it taste like those punch straws, the green apple punch straws. That's what this tastes like. Fantastic. I guess I would count it as a candy flavor, but it did not crack my top 10 for 2021. And last but not least, our number 1 honorable mention is raspberry pie. So we've got a Thanksgiving flavor here. Back in 2020, we got peach cobbler, and I liked it, but I wasn't blown away. It wasn't something that I saw myself reaching for very often. But raspberry pie in milk is legit like a dessert, and I find myself craving it very often. If I wasn't trying to get shredded for the summer here, I would probably be drinking it a lot more. But raspberry pie and milk is legitimately one of the flavors I know some people might not be a huge fan of, but I think they nailed it. I think it's exactly what I wanted. And when it comes to desserts, I like pie. So raspberry pie is one of those flavors that almost cracked my top 10, but it just doesn't really do it for me in water. So that, to me, kind of held it back. All right, guys, now that we got our honorable mentions out of the way, I'm gonna start going through my top 10 flavors. These are the flavors that really stood out to me in 2021. I drink them very often, and I feel like these are 10 flavors that I could recommend to anybody. But before I start with number 10, I gotta plug the GFUEL code. You didn't think I was gonna forget about that, did you? Guys, GFUEL code DannyD, 10 to 30% off at gfuel.com. It's usually 30% off most weekends. Using that code will save you some dinero and support my content, as well as get us closer to a Danny Dorito 23 shaker and maybe even a flavor soon. So be sure to use code DannyD at checkout. And for those of you who have been using the code very often, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You guys are the reason why I'm able to do this for a living. 2021 was an awesome year for GFUEL, and I'm sure they have a lot planned for 2022. So be sure to use that code for all those banger flavors that we got coming out soon. Coming in at number 10. Again, this is from worst to best. I don't like the word worst. My least favorite to my most favorite. My number 10 favorite flavor of 2021 is Bobby Boysenberry. Now, I think I actually saw GFUEL list this as like a pie flavor or something for National Pie Day. I 100% agree with that. I'm actually tempted to try this in milk. I know it's not gonna have that actual pie taste, but I feel like it could taste like pie filling. Bobby Boysenberry is a flavor that I was very surprised by. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much because I tend to not like darker berry type stuff. Grape is something that I'm just never a huge fan of, and so I was expecting it to be kind of similar to grape, but Bobby Boysenberry is a great flavor. It's actually one of my favorite cans. It's a very straightforward but strong flavor. I also feel like the marketing for this flavor was on point. Logic is an awesome music artist, if that's what you want to call him. I mean, rapper, and it's always cool to have an artist or a public figure that you actually like and respect have their own flavor come out and it actually be really good. So Bobby Boysenberry, my number 10. Highly suggest you pick this one up if you have not done so already. Coming in at number 9, actually one of the newer flavors that came out towards the end of 2021, One Shot Girls Strawberry Slushie. Again, this is a very straightforward flavor, but I feel like GFUEL played it very safe with this one. It tastes like fresh strawberry, and then you get that icy or slushy aftertaste that really complements the fruit and gives it this cooling effect as well. And this is one of those flavors that I could see myself either drinking now during the winter when I just want like a frosty beverage, or during the summer when I want something to drink while I'm sitting by the pool. I'm actually very excited because the strawberry slushie can was just announced, and I think it's coming out in the stores now. I think Circle K is exclusively at the moment. So very excited to try that, but strawberry slushie is my number 9 for 2021. Highly suggest this one, especially if you like strawberry. Coming in at number 8, we have Confetti Cake. I would consider this the last flavor to come out in 2021, and they really went out with a bang. Now, Confetti Cake was one of those flavors that I knew right off the bat was either gonna be really good or not that great. And thankfully, it is a really good flavor. It's one of my favorite milk flavors. I hope GFUEL makes more cake flavors and kind of models what this one did, but, you know, obviously make it chocolate or make it, you know, red velvet. That would be an interesting flavor. But Confetti Cake is definitely a must-have milk flavor. It came out to celebrate Gamma Lab's birthday. I can't remember if it was like, I remember it's double digits. Gamma Labs has been around for a while. GFUEL, not as long as Gamma Labs, but Gamma Labs makes GFUEL. So they got a birthday flavor, and I could definitely see this one coming out like every year. Maybe they change the flavor a little bit, you know, like I said, make it chocolate or something, but I don't think it's available at the moment. If you see it come back, you definitely got to pick this up. It is a great milk flavor. And coming in at number lucky 7, we have got Merc Anthony's Orange Cranny. Now, this flavor was really special because Merc Anthony is a friend of mine, and seeing him for the last year get his own flavor after drinking GFUEL every day until he got it, it was just really cool to see GFUEL acknowledge a content creator like that. And I think he's actually drinking his own flavor every day until he gets his own can. So it would be interesting to see if he got his own can, but I honestly think this is a great Thanksgiving time or like fall time flavor. I feel like every orange flavor GFUEL has made has been a banger, but adding the cranberry to it really gave it this interesting taste. And if you like cranberries, or you like, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. Yo, I'm making a video right now. Is it okay if I call you back? Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, no worries. One of my actor buddies. But guys, Orange Cranny is a very straightforward, good flavor, very refreshing. Again, I could see myself drinking this during the summer, but also in the fall because it's just got fall vibes to it with the cranberry. If you like orange flavored GFUEL and you're thinking about maybe getting a little froggy by trying some cranberry added to it, I highly suggest this one. And I feel like it almost has like a candy taste to it. But one thing I know for sure is that I have been reaching for this every once in a while, and I'm never disappointed by it. I'm not 100% sure if it's available right now, but if it is, highly suggest this one. I feel like this would be a really good BOGO flavor. Coming in at number 6, we're almost to the big boys. We've got one of my personal favorites, Miami Nights. Probably one of my favorite looking tubs. I really love retrowave, synthwave, you know, that whole genre of music. I like the whole retro look. And so when I saw what this tub looked like, I was like, please be good. And it is good. It is a strawberry pineapple coconut flavor. And I know when a lot of people see coconut, they're like, but it's very light in the coconut. I would say there's less coconut in this than in Bahama Mama, so that might be a good way for you to judge that for yourself. But this is a great summer flavor, very refreshing. And when it comes to strawberry flavors, I feel like this was slightly better than strawberry slushie, and then having that pineapple and coconut added to it made it more unique. So definitely pick up Miami Nights if you have the chance. And now we are getting to the top 5 flavors. But before I start with number 5, guys, if you like this content, please drop a like, leave a comment for the almighty algorithm. I'm really trying to focus more on my YouTube channel, and so I would really appreciate it if you guys do that. And actually, I'll give you, like, you know, a couple seconds to hit that like button right now. You just looking at me? Like, hit the like button, dude. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate you. Coming in at number 5, if I did not include this flavor, my wife would literally beat my ass. Pink Drip was one of those flavors that looked really cool, and when I tasted it, I was just like, wow, this is very unique. It tastes like pink Starburst. It's very mellow, very light. Honestly, probably one of the better flavors for somebody who's new to GFUEL and doesn't want something that's so strong and in your face, and also a flavor that's gonna have a familiar taste. So if you like Starburst, this tastes like a pink Starburst. It's great, and it's also my wife's favorite flavor. On to number 4, a flavor that really surprised me. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because I don't really like fruit punch flavors. We've got XQC's The Juice. I enjoy watching XQC. I think he's a very entertaining streamer, and he's one of those streamers that can literally be entertaining playing anything. And so when GFUEL announced this flavor, I had to try it. I mean, and it kind of is my job to try GFUEL for a living. So I went into The Juice, not really knowing if I was gonna like it, but The Juice is like a candy watermelon fruit punch. And I think there might be a little bit more added to there, and I'm actually gonna double check. So on GFUEL's website, they label it as fruit punch with orange, pineapple, and watermelon. Now, the orange and pineapple, I'm not 100% sure I taste, but the watermelon, 100%, and then the fruit punch just goes perfect with it. So if you're looking for a fruit punch flavor that doesn't just taste like fruit punch, and you happen to like watermelon as well, this is a no-brainer. Definitely pick this one up. It sounds like we might even get a sour version of this flavor soon, so we'll see. 2022 is just getting started, so it's definitely a possibility. All right, now we are to the top 3. This is where it really got hard for me to decide, but coming in at number 3 is Orange Vibe. Now, this flavor was kind of interesting because it was anticipated for a while. It was probably one of my most anticipated flavors of 2021. Everybody was kind of surprised because they thought it was going to be Summit's flavor because there was a contest for it. Sumsicle was chosen to be his flavor. It was, you know, orange creamsicle. But somewhere along the line that changed and it became KSI's flavor. And this flavor in milk, oh my gosh, is so good. But in water, I was not blown away. I think for a milk flavor, it's pretty good in water. I just felt like it was lacking that little taste at the end that really gives that creamsicle taste at the end. It kind of had this weird taste to it that I don't think they quite nailed. It's still something that I would totally drink in water, but if it was a little better in water, it would probably take the number 2 or number 1 spot. And funny enough, coming in at number 2, some people might actually be upset by this, but Summit 1G was the better creamsicle flavor to me. Now, when it comes to Orange Vibe and Summit 1G, there was a very distinct difference for me, and that was in water. I feel like in water, you're either gonna like one or the other, and it just happened for me to be the better water flavor. I feel like it emulated that creamsicle taste a lot better in water than Orange Vibe did, and it didn't taste as strange. And in milk, I thought it was just a little bit better than Orange Vibe, but I think that might be a personal preference. But what I will say is that when I'm reaching for an ice cream flavor to have in milk, the choices are Rainbow Sherbet, Summit 1G, and Orange Vibe. And I just feel like I'm gonna be picking Summit 1G a little bit more than I'm gonna pick Orange Vibe. But let me know down in the comments, which one do you like better? Do you like Orange Vibe, or do you like Summit 1G? Very similar flavors, but at the same time, very different. All right. The moment you have all been waiting for. And I'll be honest, I thought my number 1 flavor was gonna be a lot harder for me to choose, but I've just been drinking this flavor a lot lately and it was a no-brainer. Coming in at number 1, we have got Anic Chili Dogs, baby. I love this flavor. It's good in milk. It's good in water. It makes the room smell better when you mix it up. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. I could see myself drinking this in the winter next to the campfire, or I can see myself drinking this on a hot summer day. Maybe even leave it in my car while the sun just bakes it. I mean, when they said it tastes like real chili dogs, they weren't playing around. Obviously, I'm joking, guys. Chili dog was a very interesting flavor and honestly just deserved a little bit of a mention because of how ridiculous it was. And it actually gets me excited to see what they're gonna do for April Fool's Day in 2022. But the actual #1 flavor for me in 2021, my all-time favorite, and if you've been watching my Twitch streams, I get asked a lot, what's my favorite G Fuel flavor? Lately, that has been Hive Nectar. Now, this was a flavor that really surprised me because most people thought it was gonna be something to do with maybe like honey or something, but it's like orange juice. Some people might be like, nah, it's more tangerine. And it actually made me do a little more digging, and it seems like most people have the consensus that Hive Nectar tastes like Sunny D. And I'll tell you what, my sleep schedule isn't always the best, but I aim to try and get up pretty early. And when I'm reaching for some G Fuel to wake me up, some Hive Nectar, a little bit of like Sunny D or orange juice tasting G Fuel, it just hits perfect in the morning, baby. Like, even if some amazing flavors come out in 2022, and I'm sure there will be some amazing flavors. Like, I'll be honest, raspberry iced tea is so good and I love it so much that I've actually been thinking about which one I like more. But even if another flavor takes the #1 spot, I feel like this is always gonna be my go-to morning flavor. This is the perfect flavor to start your day off with. If you guys like orange juice, tangerine, if you like Sunny D, if you guys just like having that morning breakfast vibe, this is definitely a no-brainer flavor to pick up. I believe it's available at the time of this recording, but I would not be surprised if this is one of those flavors that does not get vaulted very often, or at least stays available most of the year, because I've been hearing a lot of rumblings in the G Fuel community about how much people like this flavor, myself included. Just, I can't stop raving about how much I like Hive Nectar. And as of right now, it is not only my #1 favorite G Fuel flavor of 2021, but it is currently my favorite flavor of all time. Like, this tub feels a little light. Like, I don't think there's that much left in there. I think we've got maybe like 1/3 of a tub left, and I've got another tub on standby. That's how much I like it. So there you have it, guys. There is my top 10 favorite G Fuel flavors of 2021. I put a lot of thought into this list. There was a lot of flavors in 2021, but those were the top 10 that really stood out to me, and then a couple honorable mentions that almost made the list and that I reach for pretty often as well. So let me know down in the comments, guys, how do you feel about my list? What's your top 10 favorite G Fuel flavors? What's your current all-time favorite? Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. There is a lot more G Fuel content to come in 2022, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single one. But that's it for this one. As always, guys, stay safe, be nice to each other out there, and I'll see you in the next one. I don't know, man, that raspberry iced tea, it's creeping up on that Hive Nectar.